News Talk 640 WFNC. The wonderful face you see on camera right now on my Facebook page and on my YouTube channel is that of Brenda Jackson, Cumberland County Department of Social Services Executive Director. She's thinking about buying the place. Brenda, how are you?
I am fantastic, Gilbert. Thank you so much for having me this morning.
Well, and on the other camera over here, we're going to bring you up, take Brenda's name down, is Dr. Price. First name is Marvin.
It is.
And you guys are here. We got something that we want to share. But before we do that, because I've mentioned this, and I bring our aerial camera up here as well. There's a budget process that's going on, and nothing is etched in stone. But there may be some cuts, and God, I tell you, you guys do an awful lot at the Department of Social Services, and sometimes those who are counting the beans may not understand all that. And so you look for places where you can cut, and there's some suggestions that there may be some cuts coming your way. Your thoughts?
Well, of course, I'm concerned about those cuts, and I think that I did share that. I did have an opportunity to speak before the commissioners on last Thursday and share our concerns about the cuts, especially to our Child Protective Services and our income maintenance workers that do the SNAP program and Medicaid program. So, of course, we are concerned about it, and the good news is the budget process is still moving forward, and there has been no final decisions, and I do appreciate the county commissioners allowing me the opportunity to share the concerns and what the impact would be, and I certainly hope that they will take that into consideration prior to approving the budget.
And I've had Kirk Debier in here on several occasions, and he makes the same point that things are not finalized by any step of the way. Same thing is true with the city of Fayetteville. The city manager, they make the proposal, and then now it's up to the county commissioners. Now it's up to the city council to say this is where we're going to end up. So, I keep my fingers crossed for you that you get the funding that you need to provide the services that you have provided for this community for so long. Brenda, how long have you been here?
18 years.
18
years. I
years.
retired a little bit in the end of 2021, stayed gone about 9 months, and they brought me back, and I'm excited to be back and have a fantastic staff over at Social Services. And Gilbert, always appreciate your support. Appreciate you hosting and helping us with our senior living expo.
Well, that was a crazy time because I fell out that morning here at the station that Wednesday, and then I was able to recover and come over. But man, the energy that you had over there, I mean, folks came in, and Dr. Price, I have you up on camera as well here while we're in here. I just always let people know, because all of a sudden they start combing their hair and start doing stuff.
Picking my teeth.
That's right. No, you're on camera right now.
All right.
But it was neat to see the energy with that program, and I could tell by the folks who were lined up out there that they knew what was getting ready to happen.
Absolutely.
And there was just an excitement of the folks who came in, who take not advantage, but who utilize the services of the Department of Social Services. And the neat thing about you and the Department of Public Health, right there on the same campus,
Exactly.
And you can help each other.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And again, we thank you. And, that's just a testament of the dedication of the staff that do the work. And thank you for the community support, because we do not do it. It takes a village. Mm-hmm. And we don't do this alone. And all of the community partners that came out to provide valuable information. And so we appreciate you. We appreciate all the community partners. And glad you got a chance to experience it. Come back again next year.
There's always next year, so we're going to do that.
Absolutely.
All right, so that's not why we're here. We got something coming up here that you and Dr. Price want to share. Who wants to be the TV spokesmodel on that?
I think Dr. Price is going to kick us off.
All right, boom, I got you there. Well,
So I'm very excited to be the stand-in for former Commissioner Charles Evans for Project Fresh Start, the Life is Worth Living Project Fresh Start. You mentioned that you're, Ms. Brenda, 18 years of service.
18 years.
I just realized on yesterday, and I shared this with from Commissioner Evans, that he founded Life is Worth Living Project Fresh Start exactly 18 years ago this month.
That's right.
So he's been in service, and we've been in service here that long through this organization. So very excited to be here and to be partnering again with Ms. Jackson and the Department of Social Services.
Charles, I thought he was going to come, but apparently he had something else that's going on. But I was sharing, excuse me, I was sharing with Trevor that Charles was a soldier in my unit when I was a lieutenant. A lot of people don't know that.
Yeah.
He was the one that got me to Mr. Patterson in terms of my barber.
Okay.
And so whenever I see Charles, we have the secret salute that we know. He says, "That's Bays. You really helped me get through." And I said, "You didn't listen to anything I said." No, but he is a good man,
amazing.
and it
That's
is
amazing.
you know, it was a 5 degrees of separation. We're here,
Absolutely.
so you just
Right.
never know.
Never
So
know.
so
Right.
let's talk about the program that he helped start. What is that all about?
Yeah, so just in a nutshell, I think we all here know about his advocacy and his passion towards individuals that have barriers, especially those who are re-entering our community. And so that's where this stems from. This stems from his passion, his commitment to our residents or our constituents here or people here in our community to ensure they have access to resources. And that's the key. I think talking with Ms. Jackson earlier this morning, accessibility to these resources is important. And I think that this information session will provide that information critical enough for these individuals to understand, hey, this here, you don't have to go any further. Let's help you get to that resource.
Well, let's talk about how the Department of Social Services actually plays a role in the Project Fresh Start.
So I was excited that former Commissioner Charles Evans at the time was hosting the Project Fresh Start at the office. As you know, we have a small event center where individuals could use the facility, and especially if they're county government. And so he was talking to me about Project Fresh Start, and we started talking about, well, how can we get the information out? There's a lot of resources. Barriers with individuals who have criminal offenses or have a criminal background, and there are certain barriers to services that they can receive. For instance, at social services, when an individual is looking for a job with us, some jobs, unfortunately, like child protective services, depending on what the criminal offense is, they may not qualify for those jobs. But then there's so many other jobs that we do, and we are I call it, we're a business over there. And we have everything from mailroom, switchboard, custodial, clerical positions. So where an individual may not qualify to be a social worker, there are other jobs that we have, and I think citizens didn't understand. So we just started having those conversations and said, how do we educate individuals who have a criminal offense about what resources are out there between jobs, even with some of our federal benefits. There's some criteria around whether or not they qualify for SNAP benefits and Medicaid. And so I just really felt like, and just talking, that we really needed to get the information out. And so together with Marvin being the president of Life is Worth Living Project Fresh Start, we started putting our heads together and said, let's do this. So last year we had our first information session. And it was a huge success. I mean, it blew us away.
Yeah, Dr. Price, what was that like? You know, because you see the faces of these individuals come in looking for help.
Absolutely.
And sometimes get turned away just because of what the circumstances are. And, and everything isn't a critical, something that is, life sentence.
Right.
That's not it.
Right.
So there are people who made mistakes.
Sure.
And so everybody deserves a second chance.
I agree.
And how do you relay that to folks who are maybe on the fence and apprehensive about saying, this is not going to work for me?
Yeah, I mean, so that's a great, life is not over. Life is not over. And that's what we try to reinforce with individuals who come in to the center who are kind of downtrodden, beaten down, rejected. That feeling of rejection can sometimes be permeating in our spaces, and so their esteem is low, and so we try to assist them in building that esteem, understanding that you're a human being, you still have value, and you still have a purpose, and reinforcing that I think is extremely important.
Well, and in this community, because of Fort Bragg, we have a lot of folks who are veterans. We have a lot of folks who have seen some things overseas, whose lives have been changed, and they make mistakes.
Absolutely.
And so, but the sentence shouldn't be the death sentence.
I agree.
For these, and I think that's what we're talking about here. There's some people who need a second chance. You think about Judge Lou Oliveira and the military court. The fact that he went and stayed with a person who had to go to court. He stayed in the jail. This community has a heart.
Absolutely.
When it comes to this, and this is what we're talking about. So if we have family members right now of someone who was incarcerated, who's been released, what would you tell them, Brenda, in terms of how they can get the ball rolling so maybe to get their loved one involved?
I think that it's very important that they understand that the process, the human services process, is complicated anyway. I think to agree with what Marvin said, it can be even more complicated with someone with a criminal offense. We would say don't get frustrated. That's why we have so many resources coming. So start with Marvin's program, the HOPE program at FTCC. Come to social services. Let us help you navigate it. Go to County Justice Service where we have a reentry program, County Community Development, the City Resource Center. There's just so many, the District Attorney's Office, because so many individuals want their information expunged. That's a complicated process. So we're excited to have a representative from the District Attorney's Office, not an expungement clinic, but to talk about the process. And I think so many times they don't know where to begin. And what we want to share next week on June the 23rd between 9 and 11 is here are some entry points. And here are organizations that you can start that can then help you navigate and connect to other resources in the community so that they don't get frustrated. What often happens is they get frustrated with the bureaucracy, right?
Sure.
And so we're here to say, let's help you navigate that.
So with the 23rd, you mentioned that. What time and place, where should people go?
We're excited. June the 23rd from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. at 1225 Ramsey Street, that big old huge social services building over off of Ramsey. You can't miss us. We're excited to host it. We had it there last year, and so we're excited. We'll have an information session, but we'll also have different organizations that will be represented that individuals can go to and talk to individually.
If you're just joining us as we get ready to get out of here, Brenda Jackson is the director of the Cumberland County Department of Social Services. Dr. Marvin Price with the Fresh Start Initiative, with Charles Evans and the fine work that has been done in this community. This is nothing new. We've been doing this for some time. So this is nothing new. But there are new faces that need to get the information. That's why we take the time to put you on the radio and make sure you get the word out. Again, not necessarily to the individual, but their family members are saying, what can I do to help my loved one who made a mistake?
That's correct.
And so June 23rd is a start point. It's a fresh start.
It's a fresh start.
Well, watch out now. Come on now.
now.
That's it. Fresh start. Brenda, it's always a pleasure to see you.
Same here, Gilbert. Thank you for having us this morning.
Dr. Price, thank you. And you know, as we get a little bit closer and you do things, let's get back together and talk about how successful this was for some folks.
Absolutely.
I look forward. You know, you send somebody over here all the time. Last time I told you, I need you in here.
Yeah, you did. I'm here.
There you go. All right, well,
With my
thank you,
dear friend Marvin, and of course,
Exactly.
definitely a shout out to former Commissioner Charles Evans. Thank him for
Thank
his
you.
vision.
All right. Well, you're listening to News Talk 640 WFNC. We've got Fayetteville's most dependable forecast with CBS 17 meteorologist Rachel Dunsing.
Showers early this morning will come to an end. Skies will then turn mostly sunny with a high of 92. Tonight will be mostly clear with a low of 75, and Thursday will be partly cloudy and hot with a stray afternoon storm and a high of 98. Friday will again be warm in the low 90s, but it also comes with a good chance for rain thanks to a cold front. But the good news for the weekend, we will dry out Saturday and Sunday. That's your Fayetteville forecast. I'm CBS 17 meteorologist Rachel Dunsing.
All right, Rachel, thank you. The best thing you said is that Father's Day is going to be nice and dry, so I'm going to have a wonderful time with the youngins. Right now, 75 degrees across the board. You're listening to News Talk 640 with WFNC.
This report is sponsored by Mattress Firm. Trouble sleeping lately? Upgrade to the great sleep you deserve at Mattress Firm's July 4th sale. Choose from a curated selection of top brands and let their sleep experts help you narrow it down.